Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there, I'm Teacher Oakley. And for the next hour, we're going to be uh, sharing job interview strategies, some basic tips about job interviews, and maybe practicing some of the more basic job interview questions that you might hear when you're having a job interview in English. So there's some basic overall common tips I'd like to share with you, and then maybe in the second half of class or so we can look at some of the more standard questions. You never know what you're going to hear in a job interview, but there are some more or less standardized questions that you hear, and we can take a look at a strategy answering those questions. Okay. Hello, Roger.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm good. It's great to see you, actually.
Yeah, great to see you too.
Okay, and hello, Felipe. Felipe, can you hear us? Are you hooked in this time around? Or can you not hear? Oh, I think he's going to have having a little problem connecting today. Okay. Roger, how's it going? Are you looking for a job, or do you have a job? Are you in the market? Are you always in the market?
Yeah, I'm always looking for a new job. No, not really. I was looking for a job like 6 months ago, and was precisely a job where I could practice English. So yeah, I was preparing my interviews, practicing with a friend, and yeah, that was my last interview process. But I can say that I am not very stable in a company, like being in a company 3 4 years. No, I am more or less I am like 1 year to 2 years in a company. So I have been in several interviews.
Okay. Yeah, well, you can be actively looking for a job, or you can be passively looking for a job, just being open. So
Yeah.
it's always a good idea to be prepared, because you might have an opportunity for a great job and be ready for a job interview. Roger has given us tip number one, and probably the most important tip. Thank you, Roger. And that is, Roger mentioned that he practiced with a friend. Yes, job interview, being able to do a good job interview takes practice. It is a skill. And point number one, and probably the best point, we can thank Roger for. Good idea. It's a good idea to practice job interviews with a friend or family, somebody. Excellent tip. It is a skill. Felipe, I think I can hear you now.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, great. Terrific.
Okay.
Cool. Excellent. Welcome to the class. And hello, Nestor.
Hi, hello.
Hi. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. Are you the Nestor who used to be a student of mine who I haven't seen in a long time? Or are you a new Nestor?
I don't remember. Maybe I took one class with you, but I don't remember. Maybe 2 months ago. I'm not sure about it.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just checking. All right. Anyway, welcome to the class. Okay. Basic. First thing is to practice interviews. I mean, that's just some basic advice. Also, I just want to run through some extremely common job interview mistakes that are easily avoided. number 1 is to dress appropriately for the job that you are trying to get. If you trying to get a construction job and you show up in a suit and tie, they're probably going to laugh at you and think you're a weirdo. Right. If you go to the bank, then please don't wear blue jeans and a ripped up t-shirt, because equally they're going to laugh at you and think you're a weirdo. Okay, well, that's common sense, obviously. Attempt to dress appropriately. If you have no idea how to dress, here's a tip. Check it out. Go to where their office is and go before your interview and just look around at what is the receptionist wearing? What are people going in the offices wearing? All right, if you really are clueless as what would be appropriate, then do a little scouting. Check it out. See what everybody else is wearing. Maybe you don't know. Maybe it's a startup, an internet startup. Internet startups can be weird. Maybe they're all really into casual. Maybe they're a little more uptight. So?
Okay. You said Scouty?
Scout, yeah.
Okay.
It's a scout, like in advance. You send a scout forward to check things out. Reconnaissance, like that. Sure. I mean, if you know. Obvious job interview tip, just never arrive late. I used to work as a recruiter for a large multinational company, and believe me, if you arrive late, basically you're telling me you don't care if you get the job or not, and you will probably almost certainly be late for work. You're done. You might as well not even talk to me. If you're going to be late, I don't even want to talk to you, really. You're just wasting my time. So don't be late. Go early. I think that's fairly obvious. Another one, I've seen this many times as an interviewer. People will come into the interview with their cup of Starbucks coffee or something, and then especially women, they have a purse. You know, they have all their junk they have. So they have their Starbucks in their purse, and you go to shake their hand, and they, where do I put my purse? Let me put my purse down. Let me put my coffee down. Makes things very awkward. Why is this important? Well, if I may share with you, I have read about studies, experiments that people did regarding job interviews. I could tell you about the whole experiment. It's very impressive. What it all boils down to is the first minute of the interview, or even the first 30 seconds, is actually by far the most important part of the interview, your first impression. You do not want your first impression to be of awkwardness, having things in your hands. Notebooks, copies of your resume, whatever. Be ready to shake the person's hand, look them in the eye, confidently. Okay, it's a pleasure to meet you, without juggling a bunch of junk. Okay, extremely important. Equally, you don't want awkwardness, so either don't bring your phone at all, or triple check and make sure that your phone is shut off. You do not want to be mean, or your, really fun party ringtone to be blasting out in the middle of an interview. Really, not good. She's a brick house. Oh, excuse me, my phone's ringing. Okay, not good. All right. Those are very, very simple things. Okay. Here is very key, which I am very surprised that many people do not do, and it makes a huge difference, is you have to know about the company that you're walking into for an interview. Do a little research. Do a little research online. Make sure you understand the size of the company, its locations, its divisions, what it produces, what services it offers. You should know those things before you take the interview. And furthermore, if you can kind of slip in information to make it show that you have studied the company, this is quite impressive. In fact, one possible question you may hear is, what do you know about this company? This is a common interview question. Be ready for it. I always asked it when I was an interviewer. I always asked this question. Make sure you're ready for that question. Furthermore, even better, to take it a step further, most good interviewers, probably at the end of the interview, will ask you, do you have any questions for me? If you can ask a question based on what you know about the company, what you have already researched, it's really super impressive. If I'm the interviewer, that's really impressive to me. All right, and it's really gonna, really gonna help your cause, help you out a lot. Another thing with being prepared is make sure that you know your resume. Now, here's a very key thing. If you really want a job, do not, this is a very common mistake, do not spend time, of course you're going to spend time making your resume and making it look good. All right. Then what everybody seems to do is they send that one copy of the resume to 6 or 8 different potential employers. Bad decision. They may be slightly different positions, different jobs in different companies. Different companies have different priorities. If you've studied the company and you know about the company, then you will probably look at their mission statement, for example, and you will see Company A's priority is customer service. Company B's priority is innovative research and development. Company C's priority is low prices and providing quality product at a low price. Different companies have different ideas of what their perception of themselves as a company is. Different positions, of course, naturally have different requirements, what they need in an employee. So you should actually review your resume using your basic resume as a template and refine it for each job before you send it out. Because you're doing this, before you walk in the door for your interview, make sure that you have reviewed your resume that you sent to that company. All right? You don't want to come off giving fuzzy resume facts. It is very normal to at least briefly go over some of the things on your resume. And if it sounds like you're making it up, this is really, really bad. You should know your resume cold because, again, it's very common to talk about, oh, I see you did this on your resume, and how long were you? It's even common to have trick questions. Oh, I see you worked at ABC Company. I'm looking at your resume here. How long were you there? It may be written right down on the resume. They're only asking you that to see if you suddenly start going, I think I was there, let's see, 2006 to 2008, but your resume says 2006 to 2010. The interviewer is not going to say, oh, you're lying to me. They're going to continue the interview, but they're going to be thinking it, oh, you're a liar, okay? Make sure you know your resume cold. Make sure you're paying attention in your resume. I mean, well, that's pretty obvious. If you may have a boring interviewer, frankly. I mean, really, and you may start to space out, looking out the window or something. Just don't do that. This is common. Some people have interviews in a public place. frankly, especially for higher positions. It's common, okay, let's do our interview over lunch, especially for much higher positions. You know, entrance level positions, they're going to be interviewing like a factory, in probably one after another. But you could be having lunch with an interview for a high position. Make sure you stay focused. Don't be distracted by things that are going on around you. Okay. Another huge mistake, which is very, very common. People get nervous and they talk. They talk too much. They get asked a question and they don't want to shut up. Here it is. Answer the question directly, not in some roundabout way. Answer the question directly, but answer the question directly and then give an example of how you did this thing, an example of the quality that you're talking about, the characteristic you're talking about, that they're asking about. Give concrete examples. I will tell you, as somebody who interviewed literally thousands of people, just telling me that I work well with others and I'm very conscientious and I'm extremely hardworking and blah, blah, blah. I've heard that before. Let's see. How many interviews have I heard? 2,570. I've heard that 2,568 times already. It's nothing. It's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. Without concrete examples, it's just so much blah, 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 blah. You can say pretty words, but believe me, to an interviewer, they're just words. They're meaningless without something to back it up. This is maybe one of the most important tips I'm going to give you today. If you want to, you have to make an impression. There's 100 people trying to get this job. You have to be different. Simple way to do that. Give examples of how you did this particular task at another place of employment. Or, you know, if you're a student, you're just coming out of university, spend some time thinking about this. How can I illustrate that I'm hardworking? Okay, you can talk about things at university. That's fine. How can I illustrate that I work well with a team? Tell a story about how you and a team of people had a project to do, or you and a team of people in a laboratory in university had to finish this project. Tell the story. That's it. Make your point, tell your story, stop talking. Don't talk too much. Give your example, and then you're done. Usually, you don't need to give 2 or 3 or 4 examples. Just one clean, clear, to the point example will do it. Okay, and last thing, and then we're going to do some practice. And another huge point, big point. Stay positive. Another experiment that I saw, social experiment, sociology. They did this thing where they had the interviewee repeat the same information but a different order. Positive things first, then negative things. And somebody would say the exact same information but say negative things and then positive things. Talking about qualities, characteristics, things like that. Every single time, I mean 100% of the time, the people who said positive things first were always picked. They will almost certainly, an interviewer will try to trap you by asking you a negative question. All right, tell me about a bad experience you had with your boss, or a problem you had at work, or an issue you had with a coworker. These types of things. These are normal in an interviewer. In an interview, you have to be prepared and ready for them. You have to be prepared with an answer already in your brain to answer the question in a positive way. For example, there really are no problems. There are issues. I had an issue with my boss. We had a difference of opinion, maybe, but don't use the word problem itself is a super negative word. It has super negative connotations. You want to use more neutral language to talk about negative things. It's really sociological and psychological. It's all like you're playing a little psychological game with the interviewer, okay? You know he's trying to trap you into saying something wrong. He's basically trying to pick someone for the job by process of elimination. He's looking for an excuse, really, to say no, quite honestly. So don't give him one. You're playing a game with him. Also, the interviewer knows that you are not the wonderful angel, perfect person that you, of course, are saying that you are. He understands you're exaggerating things to some degree. It's just accepted, all right? You know you're playing a kind of game with each other. So in your part of the game, don't give him an excuse to say no. If he can't say no, then he has to say yes. All right, let's actually look at some questions and practice some of these tips. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Roger? Okay. One type of question that you might get is the total general question. Usually this is like first question, really. A general question, it may be just simply tell me something about you, extremely general, or tell me about your educational background and working experience. Now again, I have your resume. I know your background and working experience. Okay, what are you going to say, Roger, if I say, tell me a little bit about yourself? A totally ridiculously broad question. It's a hard one.
Yeah. What I will say, no, I probably will be as much honest as I can to show who I am and what are like my the things that I like to do, or the things that about my lifestyle or about my personality that can be important for the job that I am looking for, or for the company itself.
Okay, that is the key. That's right. Thinking about it in terms of how you can be useful to the company. That's actually exactly correct. That's the idea. You may have work experience or prior background but it has nothing to do with the job that you're applying for. So don't talk too much. Don't waste time talking about things that are not relevant. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Okay, let's try it out. Let's see, Felipe. So, tell me about your educational background and working experience. Imagine that you're trying to get a certain type of job. Actually, sorry, Felipe, I'll let you think about that for a second. I just want to say hello to Thwan.
Okay.
Thwan, hello. Thwan? Maybe I'm mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry if I am. Is it Thwan or Thwan? Thwan? I'm not sure. Anyway, you just entered the class. I'd like to say hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. Sorry.
How should I pronounce your name?
My name is Thor.
Ooh. Thwan?
Yes, Thor.
Thor?
Yes, Thor.
Okay. Okay, I could try to handle that. 12. Okay, welcome to the class. We're talking about job interviews. I'm going to let you practice in just a little bit. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
get back to you in just a little while. Okay, Felipe.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess first of all, what kind of job would you be interviewing for? Anyway.
Look, I'm looking for the job about, I don't know, administrative in international business. I don't know.
All right.
Executive. Yeah,
Okay.
it's related to my studies. That is.
Okay. And actually, sometimes if you're doing an HR interview, they may not know what position you're interviewing for, actually. So that may actually be a question
Okay.
in initial interview. Okay. So tell me about your educational background and working experience in an administrative business setting.
Okay. I study international business administration or management in Viña del Mar University, Chile. And after that, I did a course in evaluation of strategic decisions in Catholic University of Chile. Then I some course in the art of trading in the Catholic University too. And actually, I'm studying too because I really like continue studying. And I'm actually studying a course about sustainability in corporate social responsibility and corporate social responsibility.
Okay. All right. Just correcting your English a little bit. I took a course.
I took a course. Okay.
You take a course. Okay. One good thing here that I have to point out. Okay, notice how Felipe slipped in the idea that he's actually going to take another course. He's really interested in another related course. That's good stuff. Hang on. 12, could I ask you to mute your microphone when you're not talking? There's a little background noise. It's a little distracting. Please, if you wouldn't mind muting your microphone when you're not talking. Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. That's helpful. Felipe, okay, that's great. All right, slip in a little bit about how you're going to continue improving yourself.
Yeah.
This is good technique. I need to know two things. Let's talk brass tacks here. If I'm interviewing, the only thing I don't really care about you. I care about two things. Are you going to either make money for the company or save money? Some positions, one or the other. Are you either going to make me money or going to save me money? That's one thing. And the second thing is, are you motivated? What is your level of motivation? How committed are you going to be to the company, to improving your performance?
Okay.
What's your motivation?
In relation to the first question, I'm gonna save money for you, and I really want that you get more money. I know what is the objective or the target of the enterprise. It's not like a non-profit organization. The enterprise is here for earn money, and I want to be both for you. Earn money and save money for you. And in relation to the second question, I'm really motivated. I really know about what people talk about your enterprise, and they say it's one of the best enterprise for work in in USA, and I really want to work here. I don't know. I read a lot of news in the papers and in the websites, and I really hear pretty good comments about the enterprise. And I don't know. I think that it's a pretty good I don't know organization to could express my to
Talent.
I don't know to express my talent, and I don't know, help Total Enterprise to go to the sky. I don't know.
Okay, all right. All right, using my advice to say something about the company that you already know. Okay, that's great, and good for you for trying that. Okay, you answered the questions. Okay, but I'm telling you overall as advice, really.
Yeah, sure.
That's what the interviewer is looking for. He's asking you different questions. There are other side things I want to know. Your problem solving, team working.
Yeah, of course.
I want to know about those things, but really, what it all equals is: are you going to make me money, and are you motivated to stick with the company? Companies lose money by training people who don't stay with the company. To be frank. Training is extremely expensive and a huge drag on the bottom line. And by the way, it's a phrase you could have used when you're talking about making money. The bottom line, I want to improve or help you improve the bottom line. That means the profit. Okay, that's it. Okay. So anyway, what I was saying also was that mentioning that you're involved in courses or about to take courses to improve your performance shows motivation. So that's great to throw that in there. You gave me also what was great in your first answer, very specific course names. Again, specific information telling me, oh, I took additional business courses at this university means nothing. It's way too general. Tell me exactly the courses, which you did, Felipe. That's what you want to do. It was a good example. Okay, let me talk to Nestor a minute. Nestor, you ready to try a practice question?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. First of all, have you been employed before?
Sorry?
Have you been employed before? Have you had prior work experience?
Okay. There is a lot of noise in the internet. I don't understand what you want that I said. Did you want that I talk about my first employer, my first job?
No. I'm just saying, have you had a job before? That's all. Yes or no question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What would your previous supervisor say your strongest point is?
Oh, well, my strongest point is that I'm responsible and I never give up.
Okay. So, all right. Your strongest points are okay. Make sure you phrase back the question the way it was asked. What would your previous supervisor say? So you could say, well, my previous boss would say that I am, responsible and perseverant, okay, and that I never give up. You're perseverant. Okay. Now, again, when the interviewer asks you for qualities, anybody can mention positive qualities. Anybody can do it. Some monkeys can do it. Frankly, an 8-year-old could do it. Anybody can say that, but be prepared to give your strong points and weak points. This is a very common question type, strong and weak points. But not only just give me a couple points, but back it up. Give me an example that shows how you were responsible or how you were how you persevere. That's a good one. It's a good quality, and maybe you can think of a story that explains how you persevered against when you had many issues, no problems. Okay, when you had challenges, not difficulties, but challenges in a project or getting some task done. All right, so tell an example. Just go right into, say what you said. That was perfectly fine, what you said, but then say, for example, my boss might tell you about the time, blah, 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 and tell a little short story, an anecdote, short story, about how you were perseverant in your job. Do you have one? Can you tell me one? When is a time that you really persevered at work?
Sorry? Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Can you tell me a story about when you really persevered, when you never gave up at work?
Well, in my work I'm responsible for some equipments, and I have to ensure that they are working out. So when I have problem with the machines, I never give up. I always try to repair them as soon as possible, and I learn a lot about that machine. So I've I've made some improvements on that equipment.
Okay. First of all, it's English-related equipment, not equipments. Okay. Equipment is uncountable in English. So,
okay.
Okay, we can't say equipments.
Equipment.
Okay, and you had to make sure the machinery was working, not working out. Okay, just working. You don't need out. Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. This is better. But if you could even give an extremely specific example. For example, I had to fix whatever. What is a machine? What is a piece of technology or piece of machinery that you use?
They are eddy current equipment. They made a non-destructive test on the material.
Okay, I have no idea.
They are called eddy current. Eddy current equipment.
Eddy current. I don't even know what that is. Okay. All right. The P31 eddy current. Okay, the P31 eddy current had a flipped gearbox, and I figured out how to take the gears out of the clock in the cafeteria of the business place and slip it in so that it would at least work, so that we could use it to meet a production deadline. I was able to get it to work for only half an hour at a time, so I just stayed late at work for 4 hours and kept replacing the gear with another gear. I don't know. Of course, I'm totally making up all this stuff, but I don't know the particulars of your work. But This is my point is an actual story, and really, I don't care if you're making it up. Doesn't matter. Not to me anyway, because I'm not interviewing you. I don't need you for a job, so I don't care.
But sorry, teacher. But actually, I had an interview job last month, and it's for a company in the Connecticut, the United States.
Yeah.
And I know that I had a lot of mistakes because I spoke a lot, and I try to speak a lot, and that's confused me, and I I get in shock. I couldn't express what I want. So when you are saying all that, I realize that it's useful, and I'm going to try to do that because I'm still waiting that they give me an offer job. But I think I I did the or I passed through the interview good because they offered me to fly to the United States to know the
Really?
company, and I'm sure that when I will be there, I'm going to talk with them face to face, and I hope not going to get nervous in that moment because I'm going to have to be so. Yes, I have to be. I'm going not to speak a lot. I'm going to use your
Okay.
advice.
Don't overtalk. But here's the beauty about giving specific examples. Hey,
Yeah.
whether you're a second language English speaker or a native speaker, I myself, I can speak more clearly and concisely about things I know about. And of course, you're talking about work and specific examples. All of us speak more clearly, actually, when we're talking about instead of general, I'm hardworking, I'm a team player, blah blah blah. Those are very vague and general ideas. It's actually better to speak about personal experiences and specific things. It actually makes our speech much clearer and better. So it works to your advantage in more than one way, actually. Okay, that's very interesting. And by the way, congratulations. That sounds great. Sounds really good.
Thank you.
Best of luck. And Connecticut's quite a lovely state. It's very nice there. Nice place.
Yeah.
Cool. Good for you. That's terrific. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. That's great. By the way, I'm doing this class in general today in a little general practice. Tomorrow at this same time, if any of you gentlemen would like to join me, I'll be doing much more practice. We'll jump right into practice tests. I'll just be taking turns and firing off questions and then giving you feedback tomorrow. So more practice tomorrow. Tuo.
Yes,
Hi. Again,
Hi.
where are you from, Tuo?
I'm from Vietnam.
Okay, terrific. Nice to have you here. Tuo,
Yes,
can you tell me about a problem you had with a supervisor?
supervisor.
Yes, a problem with your boss or supervisor.
Yes, my boss always check me, check me. Or that mean talk about something, make me noisy, make me yes, bro. I, I cannot explain, but I I don't like my boss. Uh, yes,
Okay.
um, he, he, he is not talent, not talent, uh, not not right. I don't know. That means for example, I work a lot of time every day for you, but he give me little money. Yes, he not pay me cola commission. Yes, he don't give me. He don't pay me commission.
He doesn't give you your commission.
Yes,
Like
commission.
commission, that's right. Commission
Yes,
is you make a sale and you get a percentage or you get a bonus.
yes,
Yes?
bonus, yes, bonus.
Yeah.
But he don't pay me, so I think I quick work, quick
Quit.
work.
You
Yes,
quit
quick
work.
work. Yes,
Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. Well, if I were you, I would quit work too. Um, okay. All right. Now here's the thing. Okay, practice speaking English. All right. He always checked your work. Yeah, right. Yeah, Felipe, I see your message. Yeah, this is recorded in YouTube. Your boss can see it later. Funny, but okay, doesn't matter because he quit already. All right, your boss was always checking your work. Okay, he sounds like he was kind of a nitpicker, like he was very picky, and maybe he was a micromanager. A micromanager is somebody who basically they try to do everything or control everything in the office. They don't let people just do their own thing. They've got to manage every little task that everybody does. It's a pain in the neck, to say the least. Okay, but 12. Of course, this class we are practicing job interview answers. So if in a job interview someone asks about problems with your boss, first of all, you could say, "Oh, I never had any problems with my boss," which, okay, there could be worse answers. That's for sure. Saying bad things about your boss is the worst answer. Okay, you just should not do it. Saying I never had a problem is sort of okay. First of all, as an interviewer, I'm never going to believe it. Hello, I love my wife, but I have problems with my wife. I sure as hell am going to have problems with my boss. I'm not in love with him. All right, I have problems with my best friend. You know, come on. You have fights with your sister and brother. There's no way you're never going to disagree with your boss, and there's no way I would believe that. Okay, of course you're going to have problems, but how to say it in a positive way? Something more like along the lines of, okay, well, there on occasion or two I've had a difference of opinion with my boss about how to proceed on a project. But look, he's a reasonable guy. He's a human being, so I requested a meeting with him. I talked to him, and of course, I believe firmly that you can't just complain about things. You need to have a solution, or don't bring up a problem at all unless you have a solution. So I spent some time organizing a presentation for what my solution was. I set up an appointment with my boss. I presented it to him, and in fact, he did not accept all my ideas, but he did incorporate some of the basic ideas that I shared with him. So in the long run, what at first seemed to be a little bit of a problem turned out to be, I think, a better project because we shared our best practices. Okay, blah, blah, blah. There we go. I just totally made up a story. Really, I should not have used the word problem at all. But anyway, I made up a story about, okay, how I could compromise. Notice, I said, I prepared my presentation. I believe you should never complain without coming up with a solution. I said I was ready to compromise when doing a project. These are all good qualities I'm basically expressing to the interviewer. I mean, that's the idea. Positive, positive, positive. There's nothing negative to talk about, really. Okay. Another common question type. Roger, what has disappointed you about a job before in the past?
Something that can make me feel disappointed is that I start to go to a job and I am feeling that I'm not learning new things, that I'm not making like any progress, that I'm not improving my skills, growing personally and growing professionally. So in those circumstances, I guess that is very very difficult to feel comfortable in a working environment. I think that is one of the situations that make me look for another job.
Yes, that would make you or cause you to look for another job. Okay, that's a great answer, really. Not enough challenge. Why is it a great answer? Because it shows you're motivated to improve yourself. You're not satisfied with just sticking it out in a dead-end job. You want to improve your skills. So basically, that is the answer for that question. Good job. All right, not enough room for growth. Okay, for learning new skills. They did not have. You might mention, well, they didn't have a training program, and especially, okay, if the job you're applying for has training programs, or you know from that they provide ongoing training, then this is a great point to make. Well, they didn't have any ongoing training. So you're drawing a contrast. If you can do this, draw a contrast between a previous job and why the job you're now interviewing for is much better because it's clearly different. Well, that's terrific. That's absolutely great. Okay. Good answer, Roger. Good example. Felipe. Okay.
Yes.
We've only got a couple minutes. Let's go the other way. All right. Tell me about the most fun you ever had on a job.
The most fun I ever.
Or if you're just in school, you can talk about university. By the way, for everybody who may be watching this, if you're right out of university, when we talk about previous jobs, just substitute experience in university. And by the way, if you are in university, go get a job, even if it's at McDonald's, because I would not hire anyone who's never worked before in their life. Forget it. I don't care if you're a genius. I would never hire you. You don't know how to play the game yet. So that's another piece of advice. If you're just right in university, get it. I don't care if you're. Doesn't matter what job it is. Okay. Anyway, sorry, Felipe, go ahead.
And the most fun thing that I had in a job, and I don't know. For me, the most things that happen to me in the jobs are the meetings that we made with my coworkers sometimes, and I already work in 3 big companies in Chile, and I think one of the most important things is try to build a really team that work. I don't know, 2 could be 5, and I think it's so necessary that that's the thing that I really love in my previous works. I don't know.
Okay. First of all, never in a job interview, never say I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. It's just that I don't know the words in English, but yeah, probably in Spanish would be better.
Yeah. Okay. And build. I think you were trying to say build.
Yeah.
Build.
Build. Team. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Build. So yeah, we always co-locate build with team. That's right.
Okay.
You build a team. Okay. Right. So that's all right. All right. So, okay, that's basically the idea. Positive things. If they ask what's the most fun you had at work, of course, don't say, "Oh, the Christmas party where I got drunk and threw up in the boss's desk." Obviously,
No.
not a good response. Probably not. Yeah. Try to make it that something that's related to productivity in the workplace. All right.
Okay.
Something like that. It's good to talk about being on a team. Fun team, they go together. So that was pretty good. Okay, again, tomorrow, more hardcore. I'll try to pull out some more difficult, challenging questions for you all, and we'll resume talking about job interviews. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Thanks.
Here on Starlight.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.